There we are. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Referrals webinar here at the College, Swansea University, with, of course, our very special guests from Swansea University and, of course, this week from the library. So we're really happy to have you all here today watching this event. Hopefully, it'll be not just informative and useful, but also enjoyable for you to listen to us chat about some of the things about Swansea, about the college that you have to look forward to. So this event is being recorded, so if you're not able to watch it live and you're watching this on the repeat, then if you are watching that repeat, then all of the information that we covered in the live session will of course be available to you, except for that Q&A session. So at the end of this event, once all the different presentations are done, we will be stopping the recording and moving to a Q&A session. And that's a chance for anyone who's watching live just to ask any questions at all that they may have about the college or the Swansea University, or indeed anything that we covered today in a bit more of a personal manner. And of course, if you are watching this on the repeat and you do have questions to ask, there's lots of ways that you can get in touch with us. So please do drop us an email, message us on social media, use that live chat and get those questions in. Just because you're not watching live, that doesn't mean you can't ask any questions. Of course, if you are watching live, then please do feel free to use that chat box or that Q&A function that you'll find at the bottom of your screens. And I'm sure that whoever is not speaking at that given moment, if they can, and will be more than happy to answer that question that comes in. So without further ado then, let's go through a quick round of introductions, just so you know who everybody is today. So my name is Kieran. I'm part of the recruitment team at the college, Swansea University. And a big part of my job is just answering questions. So I've told you today about, please do get those questions in. A lot of my job revolves around answering your questions. And it's always a really satisfying feeling. Having been a student at Swansea myself, it's always really satisfying to answer questions, having been on the other end of those questions. So I'm here today to tell you all about the college, about the referrals process, and some of the things that you've got to look forward to. And I'm also joined by Helen, who's here to do pretty much the same thing.
Thank you, Kieran. Hi, guys. My name is Helen. I'm the Student Recruitment Coordinator. I can see from the list of attendees quite a lot of familiar names. Hello. You would have been receiving emails from myself or Kieran or other of my colleagues, about your application process. So really nice to put a name to a face, isn't it? So this is how I look. And then, as Kieran mentioned, if you've got any questions, please feel free to ask us either during the session, afterwards, or any other inquiries you may have later on, please get in touch. We are here to support you. I will pass it over to Gareth.
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Gareth Davies. So I am the International Officer for the Middle East, Africa, Turkey, and Pakistan. It took me a second to remember that just because I only started the role on Monday. So I work in the International Development Office in Swansea University. I previously worked in the Faculty of Medicine, Health and Life Science. So yeah, I'm here to just answer any questions you have and to be here to support the college, who we work with very closely in the university. And I will pass on to Naomi now.
Can anybody hear Naomi, or is it just me?
No, I'm not able to hear Naomi, sorry.
You don't appear to.
There we go. Is that better? You've got me now.
Yes.
Too many ways I can mute my mic. Okay, so welcome everyone. My name's Naomi and I'm one of the librarians from the Bay Library. Part of my role is to support the college. So we make sure that the library provides the information students from the college needs and also support you in using that information. And we'll go through that a bit more later on. Thank you.
Fabulous. Thank you all. And as everybody there said, we are here today to support you. We're here to offer you the best experience that you need in advance of hopefully joining us very, very shortly at the college at Swansea University, and then making use of those facilities available at the library. And I can see that we've already had a question in, and I can see that Helen is typing an answer. But that question, it is going to be answered. That's a really good question, and it is something that we are going to cover in this presentation. So get that answer from Helen, and do stay tuned for a more sort of in-depth discussion when we get to that section of the PowerPoint. On that note then, I'm going to share my screen and we'll dive into today's webinar. So the College, Swansea University. This is our fantastic academic building, which is located on Bay Campus. You can see some of the rest of the campus behind Helen there. And Helen, I don't know if you want to sort of glamorously indicate where the college is, where the college building is. That's the college building. And you can see just how close that building is to the beach, to the sea. So again, it's something that we say a lot in the various events that we do at the college, is that we do really provide a fantastic both learning and living environment. So this academic building, state of the art, is very recently built, much like the rest of Bay campus. So there's a really fantastic environment for you to begin your academic journey at Swansea University in. So you've been referred. Now, everybody here today will have been referred to the college from Swansea University. And if there's one thing that we want you to take away from this webinar today, it's that referral is not something to be disappointed by. It is not the end of your journey to Swansea University. In fact, it is only the beginning. So students are referred to the college, Swansea University, if they haven't quite met the entry requirements for the course that they applied for at Swansea University. And that could be for a whole host of reasons: your academic qualifications, English language qualifications, or like study gap experience, lots of different factors which could play into that decision that Swansea University makes to refer your application over to us, the college. But again, it's not something to be disappointed by. The college is a part of Swansea University. We are just one of the sort of academic colleges or faculties within the university. And as evidenced by the very fact that we are here today with Gareth, we work very, very closely. In fact, myself, Helen and Gareth meet every week, along with some other of our colleagues from across the university, just to discuss things that are going on within what we're up to within the realm of the area of the university that we work in. So we do work really, really closely. We do talk to each other. We do make sure that when it comes to progression, we're providing you with that smooth transition from the college to Swansea University. And ultimately, by studying at the college, you will get that progression to the Swansea University degree programme that you originally applied for. So progression to Swansea University is guaranteed upon successful completion of your pathway programme with us. So whether that's a one semester pre-masters, which is one of our shortest options, or whether it's a full foundation period of study and a full international year one period of study, that progression to Swansea University is guaranteed. So as we said, ultimately, you will get that degree from Swansea University that you originally applied for. It's just that period of study at the college to provide you with an extra level of support, that extra sort of security blanket to be that soft landing to university life in the UK. And on that note, to talk in more detail about the college itself, I will pass over to Helen.
Thank you, Kieran. Sorry, still typing in the answer there, if you don't mind answering the questions in the Q&A then. So what is the college? Actually, I was just typing in. So let's talk about it with everyone. So we are part of the Navitas family. It's the global network pathway provider. And then we are the best, if I may say so. We are a joint venture with Swansea University, which means that any student who joins us at the college will be a student of Swansea University from day one. It doesn't mean that you are going to be separated from students who may not need a pathway. You will be, able to explore and receive all the support there is to be from the university, and on top of that, from the college. And then, as Naomi just mentioned, part of her job is to support students from the college as well. So actually, when you're given an option as a referred option to the college, this only means that you may be starting your study with Swansea University with the pathway program, and which means that we are going to provide you with that, extra bit of care, and then you can think about this as a soft landing. Because the reason why you're being referred, it could be because you haven't got the necessarily academic background, or maybe you are lack in language previously, maybe. So all these can be improved while you're studying with us here at the college. And in some cases, maybe your qualification isn't ready for you to start a direct entry right away. You may not be familiar with how the courses are being taught, how the assessments are being carried out in the UK, because it's just a completely different system than in your own country. So everything that we do here is to prepare you for a better study experience in the university. And yes, ideal stepping stone, as I just mentioned, just so that we can prepare you, we can support you. And then there are a lot of things we do here. And then we are on campus, as you can see in my virtual background. I am virtually on campus. And the building just behind me is our college building. We're literally on the beach. We have to get the best spot on the campus. Bay campus is already the closest campus to the beach already around the world. And then we have to get that best spot. We are the closest academic building to the beach. It's a fantastic view, really nice location, very nice environment. And then we are all very lovely bunch. We're here to support you along the way. And then, yes, as we keep mentioning, we are part of Swansea University. So you will be a student of Swansea University from day one. So that as one of the students just asked there, when you'll be considered a student of the university, actually from day one, when you join us, you will be considered a student of the university. Yeah. Thank you, Kieran.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything that Helen said there is spot on. We do provide that extra layer of support, that security blanket, that sort of middle step between the qualifications that you hold and the qualifications that will be required of you at Swansea University. I can see that question in the chat there. What is a pathway program? Well, Helen has just explained there a little bit. So it is that program which is designed to prepare you for degree level study in a UK top 25 institution. In fact, Swansea University was recently ranked 24th in the UK, which is our highest ranking ever, which is obviously something that we are very, very proud of. So in instances where a student may be referred to the college, as I explained a little bit earlier, you haven't quite met the entry requirements of Swansea University. So we're just offering you that little bit of extra support at the college before ultimately then progressing on to that degree level study at Swansea University. Another really good question. After the pathway course, will our seat for the degree be confirmed? Yeah, absolutely. So the offer letter that you receive from the college, should you get one, will also contain an offer for your course at Swansea University. So it's one application, it's one offer letter, it's all contained in that package that you get from our admissions team. And as I said, progression onto the university is guaranteed upon successful completion of your pathway programme. And there are lots of people asking us to elaborate on what a pathway program is and that sort of thing. So we're going to save that to the end, if that is all right with everybody, and we'll just carry on with the presentation, but we will circle back around to it. And of course, I can see Helen's answering that question anyway. So hopefully that'll provide you with a little bit more information. So this is a very busy slide, and I'm not going to go through absolutely everything on here, otherwise we will be here all day. But on the right of the screen there, you can see just some of the courses, well, actually all of the courses that we offer at the college, Swansea University. And each of these pathway programs that we offer, so our pathway in law, our pathway in engineering, our pathway in computer science, they all lead to an even wider range of degree programs at Swansea University. So we really do cover almost every sort of realm of academia. So whatever you're interested in, chances are we have something that can provide you with that suitable pathway option, which ultimately then lets you progress onto that degree program that you're really passionate about, that you're really interested in studying. So engineering, for example, our engineering pathway leads to all sorts of different types of engineering: mechanical, aerospace, chemical, civil. They'll all come under that banner of our engineering pathway at Swansea University. You'll also see there the levels in the bottom right-hand corner. So there's foundation, international year 1, pre-masters. Flexibility is something that we're really proud of here at the college. We have 4 intakes across the year: September, November, January, and then the May/June or the summer semester. And depending on which course you're interested in studying, you could be eligible for every single one of them. And then as the levels show, then there's foundation options, international year 1s, and pre-masters options. So no matter which what time that you're making your application, what course you're applying for, what your academic needs are, the college has something to offer you. On the left of the screen, you can see some of the accolades that Swansea University has picked up over the years. So just some of the sort of really prestigious ones. You've got that TEF Gold, the highest possible award, TEF being the Teaching Excellence Framework. And then, as I mentioned a short while ago, UK Top 24, so in the Guardian University Guide 2021. There's also some other really important sort of accolades on that slide there. So particularly relevant or particularly important to us are the ones related to student experience. So 4th in the UK for student experience in the 2020 Garden University Guide, 5th in the UK for career prospects. These are all factors that you might not necessarily think about when you're looking for a study place. You might just be looking at those subject rankings, that overall university ranking. But student experience and career prospects, and indeed the sort of friendliness and welcoming nature of the city, are all really, really important factors to consider as well when you're looking at making an application. I think I'll pass over to Helen again, although she is frantically typing, and I'll take over question answering duty for a moment.
So employability, as you can see, we are, very proud of our industrial links, and then we actually have a Rolls-Royce experience center or testing center that is literally located on Bay campus. But I don't think you can see it quite clearly from the background that I have right now, but it is on Bay campus. So for students who are studying, for example, mechanical engineering, so it could be opportunity as a placement to work there. And it could be an opportunity, have guest speakers from Rolls-Royce. And also there are plenty of opportunities to work with other industrial links as well, not just Rolls-Royce, but it is a famous brand and we keep mentioning it because we like it. As you can see here, we've been ranked number 5th among UK universities. We have got quite nice location, quite nice position here because we've been ranked higher than some of the Russell Group universities. Although, as you can see, this ranking is from 2020, so it may be changed for this year. But the reason that we put it here is just to show you that students who study with us, starting either from a pathway program or direct entry, we are heavily focusing on, developing students' employability. And then what we do is that we support students either from details from, improving their CV, conducting, mock interview exams, providing opportunities like placements, internships, part-time jobs, or even full-time opportunities after they graduate. So as soon as students are, studying with us, we don't just want them to, excel for the academic subjects. Of course we do, but we don't want students to, finish the study and then think, right, I know nothing about the real world. I don't know what the employer is looking for. I don't know what to do, how to prepare for an interview. So everything like that, we have it covered. So as soon as you join us, there are career service open for all students, including students who are studying with us at the college. And then there are also opportunities on campus apart from Rolls-Royce Center. We also have a Fujitsu office, which is located in School of Management, I believe. So for example, if you've got a business idea you would like to pitch to somebody, and then you would like to start your own business, there are opportunities and chances for you to, book in a meeting with them. And so they can pitch your ideas. And not all cases, not all ideas can turn out to be a company or a real project, but you have to start somewhere. And then by doing so, you will be, one step ahead than any other students who may not have the same preparation that you have, may not have the same, support that you have. So employability rate, we have been ranked quite high for all these reasons, all the supports that we've been provided to students. Have I missed anything there, Kieran?
No, I think that's all sort of really just that importance of employability. Employability is something which is really important to you, because obviously you're coming to university to get that degree, which will ultimately then help you in later life in the world of work. And because it's important to you, it is important to us. And there are lots of different services available across the university, in the college, in Swansea University, in the sort of academic side of it, and in various different separate departments, including the Swansea Employability Academy, which have lots and lots and lots of different things that they can offer you in order to enhance your employability skills, in order to help you get placements, help you get part-time work, those sorts of things, all in the aim of making that journey to the world of work as easy as possible. Now, it's something that I occasionally sort of bring up in events like this, is I am sort of living and breathing proof of the effectiveness of Swansea's employability services. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this webinar, I was a student at Swansea University myself. Didn't really know what sort of line of work that I wanted to go into, made use of one of Swansea's employability services, which helps students get placements, get a bit of experience in the workplace. Did one of those, did a placement at Swansea University's International Development Office, and that is where I met my current boss, who eventually offered me a full-time job at the college, Swansea University. So as well as these services that are available at Swansea University, providing you with the experience of being in an office environment, being in a specific type of workplace, all of which is going to eventually enhance your CV when you come to applying for jobs after university. They also provide you with a really good opportunity to network, to meet people who are in the industry, you know, shake hands with the right people, and ultimately, hopefully, something positive will come of that, whether that's an offer for further employment down the road, or maybe it's just a good reference for you to use in another employment opportunity. Moving on then. And thank you for all the lovely questions that we're having, guys. There's some really good ones coming in, all important, all covering important stuff. And I'm sure that a lot of the people who are asking questions are also bringing up factors that other students might be thinking about as well. So really important to keep asking those questions. We'd love to hear from you guys. So what do our students say? So on this slide, you can see two quotes that we have from some current/previous students of the college, Swansea University. So the first one there, we've got Rebecca. Now, Rebecca joined us from India. And the one thing that she highlighted from the college that she thought was one of the sort of best factors was our academic staff. Now, she says that they had been a tremendous source of support, ensured that all our doubts had been clarified, made us comfortable in our zones, and provided us with all the knowledge required to develop our research and academic writing skills. Now, one of the sort of key features of the college and of our programs is that dual focus on the subject-specific knowledge that you will need in order to succeed at the university, and those general academic skills, which are, of course, very, very important at a university level. So things like being able to research well, developing your academic writing skills, these are all factors that are going to be massively important throughout your university experience. So being able to ensure that those skills are really well honed, as well as your knowledge of engineering, business, law, is something that's really important to us at the college, particularly for those students who are joining us in the UK. It's their first experience of being in the UK, their first experience of higher education, and their first experience of being taught and learning in a language which is not your first language. So these skills may seem a bit irrelevant, but trust me, they are very, very important, particularly when it comes to your assessments. Now, another sort of good aspect of the college is our size. Now, we are quite small when you compare us to the big, wide university, and that means our class sizes are reflected in that size. So we do have small class sizes, and that allows for more one-to-one sort of contact and communication between you and your lecturer. And that means that the lecturers really get to know you. And that's something that is felt across the college. There's a really good relationship between the students, the lecturers, and the support staff, such as Helen and myself. You know, it's not uncommon to just walk through the college and constantly be saying hi to people that you've met over the course of your time with us. And those academics, they are there to support you, not just at the academic side of it, but also with making sure that you are enjoying and getting the most out of your time at the college. Then you've got Yinlemi from Nigeria. So Yinlemi says that I will advise any student considering the college to register because the skills attained from the college is lifelong learning. It will increase your writing, reading, and critical reasoning skills. And you will be prepared for the professional world at the completion of your program. So again, now you see that another student is highlighting that the importance of the development of those other key skills, critical thinking, academic writing, interactive learning skills and communication. For anybody interested, there are some taster sessions that we held not that long ago available on our website. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more about how we teach these things and hear from some of our lecturers about these topics, please do visit that website, get that recording of that taster session up and just enjoy it. And then, of course, she highlights the being prepared for the professional world, bringing it back to employability. And employability, as we said, it doesn't just mean you know how to work in an office, but it's having those transferable skills like teamwork, report writing, group communication. All of these skills, of course, are developed at the college and then enhanced and continue to develop at Swansea University. And I think, again, I will pass over to Helen, if you're not too engrossed in the fabulous questions that we're having.
No, that's okay. So as you can see here, our academic and student experience team, what we call on-program team, they will provide ongoing support to our students after the enrollment. So at this stage, if you're offer holder of the college, you will be mostly dealing with myself, Kieran, and of course our admissions team regarding your application process. Either it be conditional or unconditional, or you may be already starting thinking about how to request your CAS and all that jazz. But after you've been issued a CAS, one of the member of the academic and student experience team will take over. Doesn't mean that we will just, chuck you over and not speak to you anymore. Doesn't mean that we will support you continuously, but more to do with them so that they can, support you about, how to understand your timetabling, how to understand where your exam is, and if there's any change about a particular lecture that's taking place or not. And if you got any concerns in general, for example, for international students, so I was an international student myself, it's very common to feel homesick and very common to feel, oh, I feel like I don't belong here. I needed somebody to talk to. So those kind of concerns can be dealt with. And then a member of the team will be assigned to you as your personal tutor. So they're not going to be your lecturers, so they're not going to teach any classes, but they will be a personal tutor, so then you could talk to them about any concerns that you may have. Also, especially for students who are under 18, we have a dedicated member who have years of experience dealing with students under 18, and then just means that you got that extra layer of support available to you. And then we are here, and the team is here to provide you with all the support, just so that you can get more out of the study experience while you're studying with us. Of course, you're coming here for a degree, but we also want you to, enjoy your life here, because potentially you will be with us for, a year or two, or even up to 5 years, depending on what degree you're studying. So it is good that you will establish some sort of connections with either your flatmates, your classmates, and your tutors, so that you're establishing, a home away from home, let's say. So you will feel comfortable, and then we believe that when you're comfortable, you're relaxed, and then you'll be better prepared for any challenges that may come your way. Of course, we wanted to be there to help you, not create too many challenges for you, but there are going to be challenges. But as I keep mentioning, there are supports available to you, so that if you are in trouble, we don't want you to be in trouble, but if you are in trouble, there is somebody there ready to help you. And then you're not going to be the first international student who are feeling homesick or who's in trouble. We have years of experience dealing with international students, and then if we don't know the answer, we know who are the best person to ask the questions to. So yeah, we'll be sorting out your questions, or if you're in trouble, we're going to get you out of it as soon as we can. Yeah. As you mentioned in the slide mentioned here, if you've got any financial worries, feeling homesick, you needed somebody to talk to at any time, yeah, please feel free to talk to your personal tutor, or to the team, or to us. Yeah, I believe that's all.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, all of that information is spot on. We are here for you. We are here to deal with any problems, whether that's something big related to visas or your finance, or something small like you can't find a specific classroom. These are all questions that our team and us have dealt with before. And again, that is a theme that's common across the university. All of the staff have got reams of experience in dealing with all sorts of queries, so we do know how to help you. And as Helen said, if we can't answer that question, we know who to contact. So again, as we said at the top of this session, we do talk to the various other departments of the university, the English Language Training Service, the Campus Life Facility, staff at the library. As these webinars have hopefully emphasised, we are sort of in communication with the various teams at Swansea University, so we are more than able to direct you to the correct place to get the advice that you're looking for, should the advice that you're looking for be something that we at the college are not people to ask for. So your next steps. This is probably the slide that you have all been waiting for. This is the one that's going to tell you about your next steps in your situation as a referred student. Now, everybody watching today will be in slightly different situations, depending, of course, on sort of when you were referred, what the sort of the admissions team had done with your application, have they had a chance to look at it yet, that sort of thing. You know, there are some people here who have been referred to us very, very recently, and there are some who were referred a couple of weeks ago. So you will all be in different stages of your application. That said, there are, of course, some general guidance. There is, of course, some general guidance that we can offer. So if you have yet to hear from us at the college, if you've been referred, you've received that email saying that your application has been referred to the college, your next step should simply be to wait to hear from our admissions team. So all of that referred information, all of the information that you provided to Swansea University when you made that application, that has now been shared with us and with our admissions team. So they're going to get the chance to look at that application, to look at that referral as soon as they can. And then ultimately then they will issue you a decision on that application, whether that is an unconditional offer or a conditional offer or indeed anything else. And when you hear from that, from our admissions team, that email that you receive will contain guidance on your next steps. So speaking of next steps, most offer holders at Swansea University or at the college, or most people who receive an offer, will initially receive a conditional offer letter. Now, again, there may be some of you out there who have a conditional offer letter, and congratulations if you are at that stage. But that conditional offer letter means that there are one or two little bits and bobs that we still need from you in order to really cement your place at the college, Swansea University. So that could be an English language qualification, that could be providing a passport, a CV, an admissions interview, a whole different range of things. So on that conditional offer letter, about halfway down the second page, you'll find that list of all the things that you need to do, that you need to provide us in order to get that application to the next stage. Once all of those conditions are complete, once you've met them all, you've provided all the relevant documents to our admissions team at the-college-admissions@swansea.ac.uk. Then your offer letter will be updated to an unconditional offer letter. Now, at that stage, you will be able to accept your offer, formally accept your offer by signing and returning the acceptance form, and you'll also be able to pay your deposit. And from that point then, your place is pretty much secured and we can begin the CAS issuance process. So the university we will work with the university to get you your CAS in order for you to be able to enroll and start your studies on time in September, or indeed in whatever semester it is that you're going to be joining us. So that is and then obviously the final step there, which I almost missed out, is just prepare to join us in Swansea. Book that accommodation, get that travel sorted, make sure you have your visa all in check, attend some of our pre-departure events. Next one, of course, is coming up on the 2nd of September, and be ready to join us in sunny Swansea. Now, that is a very general overview of sort of your next steps. If you would like some specific guidance on what you should be doing next in your specific situation, this webinar is not necessarily the best place to do that, just because it's a very open format that we're hoping to answer lots of different questions. So if you would like some specific advice on your situation specifically, please do drop us an email and we'll be more than happy to look into your account with us and provide you with a little bit more information. So I'm going to type the email that you should contact into the chat now. Ooh, that's the wrong one. So if you would like some more information about your application specifically, your referral specifically, please do drop us an email at that address and one of the team will be happy to get back to you with a little bit more further guidance. And that is it. That is it for the sort of college side of this presentation, this webinar today. So as your application has been referred to us, one of the really important things to remember is you should be contacting us at the college if you do have any questions. If you contact somebody at Swansea University, that email is going to end up having to come to us anyway, and it's just going to elongate the process of getting your question answered. So we want your questions to be answered as soon as we can, and the best way to do that is to actually contact us directly at the college. So on your screen there, you can see lots of different ways that you can get in touch with us. So please do make use of these. We'd love to hear from you, get your questions answered, and then hopefully get you one step closer to joining us in September, or whatever semester it is that you're going to be joining us. And that is it. That is it for the college side of this presentation. Let me stop sharing my screen. Or have I stopped? No, there it is. There's the button. So that's it from the college side. Thank you all. There's been some fantastic questions coming in, and do keep them coming in, and Helen and I will be more than happy to answer them while we pass over to our fabulous guests today. But as we said, if you have any questions about your situation specifically, please do send us an email. Again, we'd be more than happy to hear from you. Now, at this point then, as we do in every referrals webinar that we have, we're going to pass on to our resident representative from Swansea University, Gareth, who's going to tell you a little bit about the Swansea University side of that referrals process, and about our working relationship between the college and Swansea University.
Thank you, Kieran and Helen. Yeah, so as mentioned before, so my name's Gareth Davies, so I'm based in the International Development Office of Swansea University. As they mentioned, we meet every week to discuss how we can collaborate together, and the purpose of these referrals webinars are for you to gain a greater understanding as to why this is a very valid pathway for you to be able to join us in Swansea. So if you've been referred, it usually means that you perhaps do with a little bit of extra learning and a bit of extra support, which our colleagues over in the college are able to do. So you very much are part of the university, which means you are able to gain access to all of the facilities and support available for all students in Swansea University. What it will really do is provide you with just that extra bit of learning to really make sure that when you join the full program, so when you join a BSc or MSc or whatever version of that degree is going to be, that you are as prepared as possible to make sure you get the highest possible qualification. We've had students that have been able to come through this route, either through foundations or pre-masters, to come out the other side of the full Swansea University experience from the college all the way through the program that they initially applied to study, and go on to become alumni of the university and go on to do incredible things around the world. So I'm really just here to say it's an absolutely fantastic opportunity for you. If you did apply to us in Swansea, it means that you've obviously looked at Swansea, you've looked at the university, you've looked at what you can gain from this experience, and coming to study in the college is just a great way of you gaining those extra tools to make sure that you are able to complete with the highest possible qualification at the end of that journey. So that's it from me, really. I'm happy to answer any questions you have at the end. What I'll do is pass on to Naomi, who I'm sure can go into a lot more detail about her area of speciality. And yeah, I'm here to answer any questions at the end. So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Gareth. So I'm just going to share my screen now and start a presentation. Can you see that on the screen? Yeah, great. Okay, so I'm talking today about Swansea University Library Services, and as already been mentioned, as a student at the college, you would have exactly the same access to our resources and our support as any other Swansea University student. So that includes access to 5 libraries, a variety of different study spaces, print and e-books, academic journal articles and other types of information, subject specialist information that you'll need for the subject that you're going to go on and study, and also support from the library. So that includes help finding your information that you need for your assignments, and also help avoiding plagiarism and referencing correctly. And when you join the college, this is all automatically set up for you. So as soon as you've enrolled and you've got your student card and your student login details, you can start using the library straight away with your card and your login information. So I'm just going to go through some of these services in a little bit more detail. So we do have 5 libraries. There are 3 small libraries that are specialists and you probably won't want to use. Those are Banwin Library, St David's Park Library and the Miners Library. But then we have 2 very large libraries, Bay Library on the Bay campus and Singleton Park Library, as the name suggests, on Singleton Park campus. And in those libraries, they have the resources, the books that support the subjects taught on those campuses, but you can use either of those libraries. So if it's more convenient for you to go to Singleton Park Library to study, you can do that, or you can study on the Bay campus. And if you need books from any other library, you can request them to be transferred to the library that's most convenient for you. So if there's books on Singleton Park that you want to use, but you want to study on the Bay Library, you can ask for the books to be sent over, and there's a van that travels between the libraries and takes those books there for you. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the Bay Library because I think that's the one you're most likely to use. So here's a slightly different aerial shot of the Bay campus, and over on the left hand side you can just see the academic building for the college there, and in this shot you can also see the Bay Library, and the Bay Library is the next closest building to the beach, not quite as close as the college building, but nearly, and it's the building which has kind of got the claws sticking out in the front like a lobster. And as you can see, it's not very far away from the college building at all. So we hope that that offers you another place to come and maybe meet with friends or study. The academic building for the college is really lovely. It's got a great cafe and lots of different types of study spaces, but sometimes it's nice to have somewhere else on campus to go and work and meet with friends as well. At the moment, we do have restrictions to the library use at the moment. You have to book study space, but we are trying to relax those restrictions at the moment. So hopefully by the time you join us, you'll be able to come into the library and meet with friends again, and it will be quite a relaxed environment. Just got some images here of some of the different areas within the library. So you'll see as you come into the library, there's an information desk, and the people there can help you use the library, but they're also the first port of call for any IT support. So for example, if you need help getting access to the Wi-Fi or setting up any of your devices or using any Microsoft Office products, you can go and ask those people there for help. So those are really good, approachable people to get to know. And you can see also we've got a variety of study spaces here in the library. When you first walk in, it's a nice open building with lots of light, and that area is kind of a group study. So you can talk in that area, you don't have to be silent just because it's a library. There are spaces where you can sit down and do group work, or you can find little kind of nooks and crannies where you can work individually as well if you want to. We've got a group study pod which you can book, and that's soundproofed, so you can go in there with your groups if you're doing group work and practice your presentations in there. And also one of the wings of the library, one of those clause is silent study, which has a variety of different silent study spaces. So we know that sometimes you want to have somewhere where you can go and do group work and meet with friends, but we also know sometimes if you've got an assignment coming up or if you're doing exam revision, you do want those kind of spaces where you can just go and really focus on your work without being distracted. So we have a variety of study spaces in the Bay Library. Okay. And as you would expect, we have the traditional shelves of books in the library. And as I've said, the Bay Library has the books for the subjects that are taught there. And also we buy some books particularly for the college as well. So if your tutors or lecturers have asked for things or recommended that you read them, we'll buy copies to go into the Bay Library. But also, we also buy ebooks. So as well as having the print books in the library, you'll find that the vast majority of the books are available online for you to read. And we have a service called iFind, where you can just search all of the books we have in the library, but all of the online resources as well. And if we do have ebooks, they are exactly the same as the print books, just available online. But they also have some nice additional features. So for example, you can search within the text of the books, you can highlight sections, you can make your own personal notes on those ebooks. So increasingly, the first place you'll go and look for information is online rather than in our print collections. And the books, they give you a really good background and theory to your subject, but whilst you're at university, you'll be expected to go beyond textbooks and do some independent research as well. So the academics, your lecturers at the college, will give you a lot of support in doing this. This is one of the things they're really good at helping you do, helping you go beyond the textbooks and go and use academic journal articles and other academic sources of information that go into your subject in a lot more detail. And that's one of the advantages of going through the college, because you get that extra support. When you go onto your pathway, you'll actually be ahead of lots of the other students on that programme, because you will have already started using some of these academic journal articles that are available to you. And we also have lots of subject specialist information. So this is the kind of information to do with your subject that you're going to go on and study, that you need to use for research, but also that you'll go on to use when you go into the workplace as well. So for example, if you're going to go on to the School of Management, we've got market research information, financial data, statistics. If you're doing law, we've got all of the legislation and case law reports. Maybe if you're doing a humanities subject, we've got primary sources and historical archives. So whatever subject it is, we've got that specialist information available as well. You can see here I've taken a screen grab of one of our website pages, which tells you we have 290 databases. So databases are those collections of information. So there's a huge amount of resources that the library subscribes to that you will have access to. But we are aware that particularly when you're first starting out, maybe that can be a bit overwhelming. You're not sure which of those resources you should be using, which ones are the best for your subject. So we do have a library team that supports the college. So there's myself, but there's also Alison, Giles, Philippa and Susan. And we're a collection of subject librarians that support other subjects across the university. But what we've tried to do is pull together a team that has knowledge of all the different subjects that you might go on to study after you've been at the college. So my background is supporting the School of Management, and I've got a master's degree in business. But for example, if you're going on to do engineering, you probably want to talk to Giles. If it's sports science, maybe Alison. Susan's really knowledgeable about the other sciences. So whatever it is you're going to go on and study, someone in our team will know all about the information that you need to use. So we're here to help you find the information you need for your assignments, but also to help you use that information. So to make sure that you're not plagiarizing and to make sure that you're referencing that information correctly. One of the things we've done to help with this is to put together a library guide where we've pulled together all of the information that students from the college will need to be able to use the library. So kind of a one-stop shop with all of that information. So we've got how you get in touch with the librarians, information about the libraries, online tutorials, and then information about finding books, journal articles, other specialist types of information about how you reference. We've got an assignment survival kit, which is quite a nice little tool because it allows you to put in your assignment due dates and it will talk you through the steps that you need to do. So when you need to start doing your research, when you need to start thinking about writing a draft of your assignment. And then finally, we've also got a glossary of library terms because we're where we use language that you might not have come across before. So when you're using the library services, if there's any terms that are used that you're not familiar with, you can check our glossary there to find out what it means. Okay. And in addition to the library guide, we also provide library skills classes. Some of these might be embedded into your lectures that you're having. So if you're doing a module where you need to use a particular type of information, your lecturer might ask someone from the library to come and talk to you to make sure that you know how to find the information that you need. And we also have drop-in classes that you can just sign up to attend if you think it will be useful. At the moment, they're all via Zoom, but hopefully when things go back to normal a bit more, they'll be in the library as well. So it could be we run a pop-up library where you can just drop in with any questions. You might miss your library induction, so you could come along to a general introduction to the library services. We've got sessions on using some of these specialist databases that we have. We give talks on academic integrity and avoiding plagiarism and the specifics of how you reference. So hopefully, if there's anything that you're not sure about in terms of the library service, there'll be a class that you can attend to help you. And finally, we also offer a book a librarian service. So you could have a one-to-one appointment with a librarian. Again, this is just on Zoom at the moment, but hopefully we'll be in face-to-face again soon. So that's a 30-minute appointment if you need help finding information for any of your assignments, or if you want us to maybe just go through referencing with you. And we also have Ask a Librarian chat service where you can just log on if it's Monday to Friday, 9 till 5, quick question, a librarian will get straight back to you. So that could be just checking how you reference something, or maybe checking if something's appropriate to use in your assignment, or any questions you have about the library. One of the things I think it's important to stress is that there are no stupid questions. We'd much rather you come and get support from the library and ask any questions that you have rather than end up losing marks in your assignment. So we are there to ask questions if you need any help. So that's it from me now, apart from to just say, if you did have any questions now, feel free to ask them and I can try and answer them for you. Okay.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much, Naomi. That was all really useful information. And I can say again, from personal experience as a student at Swansea myself, the library was so helpful in not just providing, what you would stereotypically think a library would provide, books or sort of learning resources, but also access to such of a wide range of different support sort of functions within the university that help with academic life. I remember religiously reading the referencing guidance when assessment period would come up every year, and for those students who are hopefully going to be joining us very, very soon, referencing might not be something that you've done before. And it is a bit of a learning curve. It is a bit of a shock to the system when you're sort of told to do this new thing that you haven't done before, haven't done in any previous essays or assessments that you've completed. But it is a very important part of your assessments within university. So please do get as much help with that as you can, because the little details with referencing will be, if you can get them down as soon as you can, it is really helpful in the long term with your assessments, particularly as you get to that sort of, your master's degree or your final year of your undergraduate degree at, dissertation time. But there are so many different services and experiences that are available at the library, even if it's just, finding a quiet place, as you said, making use of one of those quiet study groups, study areas. I remember several times being given a group assessment, a group task within one of my modules, and then just going and booking one of the group study spaces that are available in the library, because again, it's facilities as well as resources that are available there. And hopefully some of our lovely students today will be able to experience that, some of those services, some of those facilities very, very shortly. There have been some fantastic questions coming in. There are some that I'm going to address sort of when we go off and we have that question and answer session before I start taking questions from you, the fantastic audience that we have. So it's really great to see that you're also engaged, so interested in learning more about the college and indeed about Swansea University. So that pretty much brings us to the end of today's webinar, or at the very least the sort of recorded section. So if you are watching this recorded on the website, we are very shortly going to be stopping this recording and moving to that question and answer session. But if you are watching this in a recording and you do have questions, as we've shown throughout this presentation, there are lots and lots of ways for you to get in touch with us and get those questions answered rather than missing out on this Q&A opportunity. For everybody that's watching though, we hope this has been enjoyable and informative for you. We hope that the information provided by myself and Helen and Gareth and Naomi. Helen has had to shoot off a little bit early, by the way, in case you're all wondering where she'd gone. We hope that it's been useful and has encouraged you to meet those conditions, get that application in for the college, ultimately then to get that period of study at Swansea University and be able to make use of everything that the university has to offer, not just in terms of the fantastic academics and the classes that we offer, but the facilities as well, and the services such as the library, such as the employability services, the academic success services, the English language support services that are available. All of this is things that you have to look forward to as hopefully an incoming student to the college, Swansea University. So I am going to stop the recording now. So again, if you are watching this on the recording, thank you very much for watching. And please do get in touch if you have any questions at all.